Hello, hello, hello. Top of the morning, evening, afternoon, and good night to all. It is Sunday, December 20.
Drones?
Have my coffee.
I'm sorry. Do you want to take it from this point, Matthew, or do you want to do the introduction and I'll just sit back and let my chair sound like I'm sitting on a 1923 porch, or
No, I'm just
that noise?
planting.
Is the plank that your chair is on broken?
Oh, I think there's more than a plank broken. It's like,
Ladies and gentlemen, donate now so Matthew can get a new chair so it can be a quiet stream.
Okay, so it is December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. It is Jordan's birthday, so everybody in chat, wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
What are you now, 48?
Thank you.
Jordan's excited to be here.
Yes, I'm I'm always excited to be here.
Happy birthday, Jordan. Happy B-Day.
Thank you.
That's nice. But how old are you today?
No, I'm 1 day older than yesterday, so 38.
38 years old. You know, when I was 38 years old, I was getting my dick sucked. Did you get a pee-pee blowjob birthday blowjob? Not yet.
Nah.
You think you're gonna get one, or
Nah,
probably not? Okay. Well,
just a regular day.
just a regular day. Just another day we're gonna have hot dogs and cheese sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good day.
No coffee, just that cheap instant coffee shit.
What happened to your? Did you? I thought you ordered the new coffee maker. Was it going to take a week to get there?
Yeah, this isn't America, and we're not privileged. If we order something, you better hope you'll get it in 2 weeks. That's fast delivery.
where do you order it from?
Oh, the Lonky themselves.
So you have a guy in like a horse and carriage coming from Italy to bring you.
No, I actually paid extra, and it's with a hot air balloon, so I should get it by Monday.
Express.
Well, that's
Yes.
So the original drones. Got it. The OG drones.
good. John, you don't look excited to be here. Did you sleep good last night?
Oh yeah.
You did.
Yep.
Okay, well that's good. All right, so
I'm very excited.
okay, that's good. That's good. Thank you all for the donations inside of the chat. Thank you so much. What do we got? We got Monkey, Combat, and Matthew. Thank you all so. So yeah, I have some topics I want to talk about because, well, it's gone all week long, right? And I have not discussed it at all with any of you guys. You guys have all seen the news the past week. If you have not, I have kind of narrated it. I've changed my platform up a little bit, except for yesterday because I was like a crackhead at 7 o'clock in the morning. But aside from that, let's rewind back to last week. Okay, drones. Now, let me say my part before we get into this. I do not believe they're out there sniffing for nukes. I don't believe that it is any type of conspiracy. Well, a conspiracy, everything is a conspiracy, right? Until it's proven otherwise. Then it's just, okay. So I don't believe it to be any nefarious reasons. And I, as a drone pilot myself, said, you know what? It's probably a bunch of dudes flying drones until last night. Last night, I had them in front of my house. I took a video, put it on my.
Can't help it. It's really that bad, and you guys don't hear half of it. I'm pretty sure.
Freeze frame.
I know what you want for Christmas.
And you ask? Yeah, maybe.
The silent chair.
My man moves, and it sounds like Uncle Fester is walking upstairs at the Addams Family, and he's chasing after the hand or the thing. Okay, so anyway, And I didn't want to talk about that. I had a whole thing planned, but I flew the drone yesterday to. What do we got to do to get you to sit? Okay, you muted yourself. Okay, yeah. Do whatever you got to do. That's fine, because it sounds like fucking Dougie Fresh is behind you beatboxing. If I didn't believe, I knew that they were drones, right? But once I flew my drone up, I was like, I'm just gonna chase one. That seems simple enough until I find out they're about 2,000 feet above me. That's high. That is so against the law on so many regards. I can override my controller and fly 2,000 feet up. Right? Now, the reason why I could do that is because if I'm on a platform that's 1,500 feet in the air, okay, I could fly by law, even with a waiver, 400 feet around that, right? So I could go, I'm 1,200 feet in the air. I can fly 400 feet above that and 400 feet in a circle, okay? So that means in theory, I could be up to 1,600 feet in the air. All right. So I said to myself yesterday, I see these drones. I got them. I see them with the drone. I see them with my face. Let me go after them. Bro, I get underneath them. I kid you not, 2,000 feet above me, at least, maybe 1,500 feet. And it can't be civilian drones. There's no way. Not that many grouped together. I do believe it to be drones, but it's not civilian.
No, the altitude, they're not legal either. So for it to be a bunch of people just flying those drones just to have some fun, you're risking a whole lot. But because the FAA is going to see that's well, unless you have an unregistered drone. Okay, yeah, maybe.
Even if you fly a registered drone, let's just say I take a Mavic Mini, right? Because you don't, well, technically, everything that goes in the air, you're supposed to register. Let's just say you buy a Mavic Mini. Could you fly 3,000 feet in the air? Yes. That's not saying it's legal. That's not saying it would be stable. Could you get it up that high? Sure. Will you be able to fly it that slow and that consistent? Absolutely not. At 400 feet, the wind blows. That shit's not as consistent as that. Whatever that was, this is going to sound bad, okay, because it goes against everything I said this past week. It was big. It had to be big because from where I was at, looking at it with the drone, there was still separation of lights. If it was my Mavic 3 Pro in the air and lights are blinking, it would kind of look like three lights stacked next to each other because it's so high up. So whatever is up there is absolutely, I'd say at least 4.5 feet to 6 feet wide. That is coming from a drone pilot myself. Whatever it is.
So it is an SUV size.
That's a tiny SUV, 6 feet.
Well, okay, a vehicle. It's a bigger vehicle than a drone. Yes.
See, when I think of vehicle, I'm thinking of width and length. I don't think it's that long. Whatever it is, if it's 4 feet, if it's 6 feet wide, it's 6 feet wide. Like it's built like a square because of the props. Unless it's a tricopter, but no, it wouldn't be, no way.
Like those helicopter ones?
No, I wouldn't do that. But whatever it is large.
What's the size of those agricultural drones, the big ones?
Not that big.
No?
No. Plus, you ain't getting 3,000 feet in the air and you're not coasting to one next to it. Obviously, I posted in a group that is around me, Palm Coast, and everybody's like, yeah, you know, all these pilots, all this, all that. And those are not planes. 100% they're not planes.
At this point, are we still talking traditional drones? Because people see 4 lights, but that doesn't mean it's a quadcopter, right? Could be something larger in a different...
With green and red light? I don't know anything else that's got green and red lights. Planes don't have green and red lights.
You can always change the lights, no? I mean, what's to sit there and...
Why are they flying in pairs? We had 2 on the first class pilots. We have 2 that were flying side by side around the house, like in a circle. Planes don't do that shit. In a circle? No.
No, and a holding pattern circle for a plane would be much, much, much larger, would be much bigger. They're not going to go like this around their axis or anything. And there would need to be an airport in the vicinity to be in a
It
holding
wasn't
pattern.
just two, right? Like, did you see the video of the first class pilots or no? It's not just two. There's like, if I had to take a guess, 10, 6, 7 in one frame. That's not planes. Planes don't hover, bro. Okay, you can't.
No.
I don't give a shit what anybody says. A plane can't just stop in the middle of the air and just float there. It doesn't. You can't do that with a plane. I'm sorry. I don't care what. A Harrier, maybe that's a jet, but not at those speeds. The thing was going maybe 16 miles per hour.
And there was a difference as well because there was no noise except for that one.
Zero
and then
noise.
You could hear it was a plane.
Yeah, right.
could-
When the one that was coming up, I thought
Yeah.
that was a drone until I got in front of me here. Like you hear
You heard the noise.
the percussion of a propeller. Okay, then
Yeah.
what is the other shit, bro? Even if that was the Mavic Pro, right? And let's just say it's 1,500, 2,000 feet in the air, and I am directly underneath it, you will still hear that traditional drone sound. I am telling you firsthand. I'm not trying to fearmonger. It is a drone, but from who and why? I could see in New Jersey people are fucking around. They're playing games, but now it doesn't make any sense. You're way too.
Copycats. It could be copycats.
Bro, you get caught flying 2,000 feet in the air with any drone, you have to realize, as a Part 107 license, right, I am legally allowed to fly my drone in parts where a recreational flyer cannot. I can make money from mine. Big separation, right? No matter what I want to do, no matter what, I can never fly over 400 feet. There is no exception. I can't contact the FAA saying, look, I need to go 700 feet today. No, well, too bad. You cannot do that. There's no exception to that. If those people and they're flying in groups and there's multiple. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's definitely not an Osprey. That would be pretty obvious.
I don't know what it is.
Well, then it goes back to it's a government thing because why else would
Why
nobody
over
be
Palm Coast? Why over Palm Coast then? Why over Palm Coast? I can see Jersey, right? People, the coastline, some Palm Coast, bro.
I mean, it's going crazy in Staten Island too. They're insane over there too. Everyone is complaining about the drones in Staten Island also.
And even when you watch the drone pattern, right? As a pilot myself, and I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody. You can't, in order for a drone to fly the way it was flying, can it be man done? Yes. However, whoever is flying that, there's another one right next to it, mimicking exact that pattern. If I'm going left, this is going left. You would have to be standing next to me and say going soft left, 3 degrees, 3 degrees, 3 degrees, going straight line, 2 degrees, 2 degrees. You have to communicate. And for it to be that high, they can't be, they're not in my area, whoever is flying that. It makes me feel like whoever is flying that via satellite, like a Predator drone.
Well, what if it's something like Google, right? Let's just say Google is taking pictures of like Google Earth or something, and they just haven't said to anybody.
At night. At night. That's
not even at night. You're flying for more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes, at whatever. We'll say 2,000 feet in the air. What kind of battery are you running?
Yeah, I want to know too. Can I get one of those?
They're not available to the public.
So many questions I have now. It's one seeing it on the news, people making it up, but now it's another where I look outside and I can fucking see them. Some were so high, I couldn't. Now my front gimbal can go up to about 60 degrees. To give you an idea, 400 feet, the guy was about 1,000 feet away from me. Thank you, Chris. The guy was about 1,000 feet away from me. I couldn't even pitch that up 60 degrees to see him in the sky. That's how high he was.
It's also the question, you're being seen everywhere.
I don't know what kind of vision he's going to have at that height, though. You're not
No,
going
no,
to.
no. I mean, if
People.
you want to do something clandestine, it's not going to work because people know you're there. If you want to hide something or you want to whatever you're
Like,
doing,
Yeah, I agree.
you know, people are looking for you. So what's the point of continuing to
that's
do
what
it?
I'm not understanding is why are you doing it? It would be something if you said it's a hobbyist. I'm telling you, it is not a hobbyist. It is not fucking possible. There's no way. There's no way you would fly 15 minutes in the air over 1,000 feet. No fucking way. FAA is going to be at your door. There's an airport in Daytona. They'll be at your house in 15 minutes. I promise you.
Yeah, and if it's a company that's doing tests for, I don't know, some kind of new delivery system for packages, I have no idea why
At
you have
night?
to fly that high. Yeah, no, let's just say it's a company doing tests. Then even then they would have to get an okay from the FAA to do those tests.
But
So-
again, he's asking why over Palm Coast. He
But
can
not even
understand-
then. FAA is not going, and I want to make this clear. With Amazon flying the drones, they will not be flying over 400 feet. They will not.
So
The only thing that
hobbyists
could go
know-
above that ceiling are planes and helicopters.
The fact that you're flying at night with navigation lights on or with lights on also means you want to be seen, right? Because otherwise, if you want to be covert, you fly with no lights. So is it more like they have lights on, but they don't want you to exactly see the night time explanation? They don't want you to exactly see what it is or what it looks like, but they still have lights on because they don't want collisions or something. That's the only thing I can.
Okay, but if you eliminate private and you eliminate a commercial, like a company, then the only thing that's left is government. So it has to be government.
I find it odd that the FAA
The
itself is.
post on YouTube, the $10 donation. Thank you, Aquarius. Curious if they're flying near SpaceX, NASA, Patrick Base. Very odd. Palm Coast cuts between Jacksonville and NASA. Makes you wonder. Yeah. So I want to comment on that, not to sway away from you guys, but I've thought of that already because NASA does take off by me, but it is literally over my house. Like there is nothing within a 15-mile radius of where I'm zero. And if you're flying something for 15 miles, I don't give a shit what drone you have. There is one drone that I'm aware of. It's called the Parrot 4G LTE. I can take that drone and fly that drone as long as the battery lets me because it has a cellular connection, right? Now, I could fly at 15 miles. The likelihood of it getting back to me after that 15 miles, it's not going to make it. That's 30 miles. So if I've already factored that in, if something is flying to my house that's 15 miles away, right? Small, tiny base, not army base, but like an airport jam. If something is flying to me, how is he getting back? And how is he doing a circle around my house for 30 minutes? Something's not right. That's all I'm saying is something is not adding up.
We've already discussed this as well. Just strapping on some extra batteries, it doesn't double the distance. You have extra
You have more
weight
payload now. You have a higher payload. And you can't, by law, attach things to a drone like a payload.
in case
Yeah,
the
but they're
battery
already
dies.
breaking the law with the altitude, so
Yeah, that's also true.
then
As
it
the
can't be.
FAA
Why don't you
Now
see
with a
during the day?
statement-
You say during the day you don't see them because it's bright outside. You would see a drone.
would
Just
still
like
see
you
it.
would see a plane that's in the air.
Yeah.
You would see a drone 1,000 feet in the air. It would light up like the 4th of July. It's a big black drone. It's not going to be blue. It'll be gray, black. That's kind of the only two cut white. But you'd see it. You'd hear it.
And you'd be able to photograph it, and you'd be able to zoom in on it with a
Maybe that's
telelens
why
or
they're doing it
whatever.
at
So
night.
that's
Maybe
why I'm
that's why
saying
they're doing it.
maybe at night, because then you can see
Harder
what
to
it
see.
exactly what model it is or what shape it has.
And what are you
It
looking
may be
for?
some new tech they're trying out.
What are you looking for that high up in the air? You're not going to be able to take pictures of anything, any people on the ground. It's not going to happen. your thermal imaging at that high in the air,
No.
you're getting nothing. At 2,000 feet in the air, there's no fucking way. You're seeing nothing. Infrared, no way. Also, not at 2,000 feet.
I still have the option where it is deliberate and they want people to be afraid of drones so they can cancel them.
Who? The government?
No. I
don't know.
Palm Coast?
Yeah. Well, the older people that live there, right? They'll be
There
paranoid.
were people outside the house. I don't know if it's in the file. There's a dude flying, lighting his flat like a floodlight at the drone. Don't do that. Don't do that now. But at the same time, who the fuck are you? And I sound like the news. You're not going to tell me that the FAA does not know that these drones are flying over my house. I find that very hard to believe. I fly my drone 2,000 feet in the air. I guarantee you within 30 minutes, someone's at my house. I guarantee you.
But could it be because you're licensed? That's why they would come to your house, and the people
Even
who
if
are
you're
not
not licensed, the FAA knows all radio signals above 400 feet skating. But at 1,000 feet, they know all that traffic. All of it.
And that drone sends out an
They
ID.
all do. All of them do.
That's the only thing.
Not an attack drone.
Why-
Attack drones
why-
are going to have fucking landing gear on it and lights all over it. It's not going to happen.
No. And why fly over seemingly non-interesting places where people live? The only thing I
Over
can
the
think
woods.
is to be seen, so people can see you. And it doesn't matter where you're flying. It's just if you want to get people afraid or you want to get them anxious, that's the way to do it. Fly over a housing zone.
I don't get it. I can't come up with anything realistically as to what it is.
Likelihood of there being an agenda behind it is bigger by the day.
You got me at a point now, okay? I'm about ready to blow your mind. You got me at a point now. I'm starting to think it's fucking aliens.
Nah.
It ain't,
No.
bro.
No.
You don't understand. No one can fly that high for that long and make no sounds. How quiet is I go outside? I can fucking hear a cricket 2 miles away. Oh shit, George over in Daytona's got a bullfrog on his roof. That's how quiet it is outside my house. I'm going to hear some type of turbulence when there's a fucking drone in the air. I'm going to hear it.
And mind you, Spade, the higher you go with a drone, especially at those heights, the wind shear you have is worse.
It's loud.
And the higher you go, the more your props have to work to stay in the air. So the more battery drain. So that makes no sense that they can fly for 15 to 30
Exactly
minutes.
the opposite of that. It's the opposite of that. The higher you go, the easier it is to fly, the less strain on the battery. That was actually on the test. It's actually more efficient the higher you go, but that's not. It still doesn't. I'm not saying it's aliens. It is a drone. I just don't know from who, why, and where they are flying from. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
And if they're that
It can be
synchronous, it's
foreign,
that
right?
programmed.
Say again, Jordan.
It can be foreign, right?
Foreign? No way. They would have blew that place up already.
Or
if it
from
was foreign.
where?
Yeah, that's my
Where are they
point.
coming
You
from?
have to depart from U.S. soil.
Exactly.
But what would okay? Let's just say for a moment it is nefarious, right? Let's just say for a moment you come here on a ship, right? You manage to get past the Coast Guard and the Navy. Okay,
Number one.
okay, or let's venture crazy and say somehow you use that as a carry-on from Iraq, okay? And you flew on a regular commercial plane. How many of those are going to get that through customs? Nip that in the bud. That's over. So you came here on a ship, right? And then you unload the connexes to tractor trailers or pickup trucks. And pickup trucks, these drones are massive. So you have two in a pickup truck. You have a convoy of pickup trucks going out to Palm Coast, Florida, and you have some going up to New York? It doesn't make any fucking sense. For what? At night? And what are you going to see? Around me is trees and old people.
And how many of those things do you have? Because it's not only above you that you say there were like 10, but it's not the same 10. They don't appear like in Jersey. They appear above you. No, they appear everywhere. So you'd have to have a massive amount of them.
And you can't even set those types of routes and those patterns inside of the app, like a little tight circle to
Manual control.
Okay, I'm
Then again, now whether you want to attack something or it's something else, you just spent an enormous amount of money and you have no return of investment at all. You haven't destroyed anything, you haven't made any money, you just pour money into getting X amount of drones into the US to what? Scare people? Because you fly them around at night? There
what
needs to
happened?
be...
Who remembers Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but I know of the story.
What happened at Pearl Harbor? Let's see how good your memory is.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, the
What happened at
kamikazes.
Pearl Harbor? What happened before they bombed Pearl Harbor?
They got intel that somebody was
They saw planes flying around, right?
Yeah.
They saw planes flying around before they started landing. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. It's just oddly coincidental. That's all.
Okay, fine. Let's just say you're absolutely right on that, right?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that's an idea.
No,
I'm trying to
hypothetically.
figure it out.
No, I understand that. I'm saying hypothetically. Let's just say you're right on that, right? I can understand why they came to New York, New Jersey, and look around over there. But again, going back to Palm Coast, why would they want to attack Palm? Let's just say, for argument's sake, why would they want to attack Palm Coast? I can understand New York. I can understand New Jersey. Fine. But
Not the Ohio thing either. I don't get the Ohio thing. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
It's not
Why?
necessarily wanting to attack that place. You could be looking for a landing zone as well.
What if? Okay, God,
recon, just do.
We're about
recon.
ready to get kicked off of both the platforms are streaming on. But what if? I'm just going to put a warning out there for anybody watching this show. We are not employed by the government. We are just four people that are just speculating as to what is happening. So do not take anything we say for serious, although we are pretty serious when we talk about it. Let's just get that out of the way. Thank you, David. Thank you so much, brother. Okay. What if? I am going to get flagged for what I'm about to say. I know it. What if all of these drones are out there to cause mass hysteria, which it's doing, yes? What's this drone? This drone. At that point, they go away. Next time we see them, it's just those drones again. Now they're all armed. Now these drones that we see up there are armed with whatever, little tiny bombs. Okay? Start dropping them. We're now not focused on just New York, now just not New Jersey. Look at all the wars that have happened on soil, right? On soil from foreign nations. What do you got? You got UK? That's all I could think of. That have attacked American soil, like the mainland. So now you got bombings in Palm Coast, Florida. You got bombings in Ohio. You got New Jersey, New York. You got all this shit randomly happening throughout all over the world. Or all over the United States. Now what?
Yeah,
they're tiny bombs, but still they're bombs, right?
They wouldn't even have to be weaponized. You strap some dirty uranium on that thing and have it spread out over an area.
Because finding uranium is so simple.
Actually, not that hard.
Uranium, I don't know.
Now, getting uranium and transporting uranium, that may be difficult if you don't know.
Unnoticed.
You know me, I'm a very anti-conspiracy person. I'm just saying, seeing it for myself with my eyes and recording it, I can't think of anything but nefarious reasons. That's all I'm saying, man. And you know me, I am so not that guy. Well,
but you're not open to the possibility that it is your own government.
So they're
not to scare, but just do it.
Here's something, right? Let me loosen up a little bit. Skydio has a contract with the government, right? Excuse me. They have a contract to make the drones for the government. Skydio made that blue and black drone, the one that follows me around where I fly. If Skydio is now saying, let's put drones up, let's send some out to my buddy in Florida, let's send some out to my buddy in New York, we got 3,000 drones. We wanted to make it look like people are flying the DJI drones that high. It is unsafe, mass hysteria, remove them. Because they were trying to remove the DJI before. And somehow they turned it off. They said, stop that, you're okay. Now it's coming back up again, December 7th, and now we're seeing this again. But if you bring this back and you dig deep enough in YouTube, it's hard because of all the current news. There are drone sightings like this, just like my footage last night of somebody in the backyard. Now, I thought to myself, why don't I go get my FX or my professional cameras and try to zoom in on that bitch and see what that is? But I 100% could tell you just with the phone, that is a drone. 100%. Planes don't fly like this in a tight circle, bro. They just don't. Helicopters don't even do that. You don't. You don't go straight, make a left, go right in a little tiny square. It's just not, you're not going to fly like that. So it's a drone. But from who? So all I can think of is if you want to play the safe side, it's Skydio trying to make it look like DJI is a bad guy. I don't think that's what it is. I don't. I also don't know why they're flying up there and nobody's fucking doing anything. That's the next question.
That's why I'm going that it's not with intent to hurt or anything, and that your government probably does know what it is. Because if you didn't, and you assume it's there to hurt you, you would have shot down at least one.
You can't shoot those down. Look.
Or try to, at least.
Yeah, what are you, first off, at night, right? What are you going to hit 2,000 feet in the air moving at those speeds? I don't know about you if you ever picked up a rifle and shot down range. It's hard enough hitting a target that's 2,000 feet away that's ducking, let alone flying. I don't give a shit if you got Chris Kyle out there. He came back from the dead and was like, I got this shit.
I got this.
No, you don't. You don't got that.
There's got to be something, right?
Hold on. He found
something
He found a drone.
No, that's a fucking bird. You got me out here staring at the sky. That's a bird.
Take it down.
You're not gonna hit that target. I don't give a shit how good of a shot you are. There's no way. So you can now. If it was flying 400 feet, like when I was with the drone last night, you could shoot that down with some bird shot. It's gonna be messy, but I don't know, man.
I think there's something else that the government has to take something like that down.
Why do we think it's the government? Why would the government?
No. Counter to something that would happen. Like, let's say something foreign attacks you guys with drones, that the government doesn't have anything into place to counter it.
That many?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
here's
a question, right? This is going to sound stupid. You take a modern... I wish we had some people in the Air Force. You take a modern... We sound like a conspiracy channel, but look at all the people over on YouTube. Apparently, they love that shit. So if you take a modern... Let's take an F-22, okay? Badass fighter jet. Could an F-22 take out a drone? Yes.
I'm sure it can.
Of course it can. The tracking capabilities, everything about that, it could take it.
But...
Are you going to deploy 300 of them to find them all?
Yeah.
I don't even know how many F-22s we have. I mean, you don't have to use the F-16, F-18. There's many.
What are you going to use to shoot them down?
Yeah, because then if you shoot them down, what if something like you're saying is on it, uranium or some shit? Now you just poison that whole fucking... I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. But now it's got me fucking not scared, but I just don't know what it is. I don't have an answer.
Even the F-22. Let's say you put an F-22 in the sky and there's like 50 drones. What is the F-22 going to use to take him down? His guns? Rockets?
Maybe
what are they going to...
pulse thing, the EMF? Is that real? Like, is that real?
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
Not
EMP, you
something in
can
the game.
pulse,
Like
and then
I know it's
everything is.
real. Hold on, I'm sounding stupid. I understand it's real. Has it been used in combat for said such drone taking?
No.
There supposedly is an EMP gun, but
It's never been
supposedly
deployed,
is.
and
So
yeah.
that's as good as saying yes or no.
I saw some shit that the FAA was doing. My buddy would. I saw some things online that a buddy pointed me to and showed me that you can use this thing that he found online and point it at something, and it can send a thing to that to disable that. I want to know what you're shooting from the ground to hit something 2,000 feet in the air invisibly. And what happens between the point of action to that whole stream right there. What is that? Radiation? That's something. It ain't a laser. That's something.
And an EMP tends to be
And it's circular.
So,
So it would
dome
have to
around
be, let's
something.
just say, on the front of the F-22. We're picking F-22 here like it's a nasty dogfight. Say
Well, it has-
F-16.
We have 186 F-22s in
Documented. Okay.
right, documented, but no new ones have been built.
even then, that EMP thing we're talking about is, I mean, it is in development, but it's not that compact. You still can't put that on a fighter like that. It will fit. It'll be fine. And just send them up. Like it's still pretty big to put on.
and it would
When
have
does
to
it
shoot
end? If
drones
it's been
like
going on for
drones.
7 months, what's the point of it going on for 7 months? What's the
So
point
I'm
of
going,
that?
it can be foreign or anything, or otherwise your government would be doing more. Seems like they're up there. We know.
Yeah, unless it is like what Jay says, do it long enough and people go, oh, the drone. Have you seen the drones out tonight? Yeah,
That's what I'm
they're
saying.
busy.
Your
Okay. And nobody
Okay.
cares
And now you're
anymore.
comfortable with it. Now you're comfortable.
Yeah.
It's just 65 drones over my house right now. It's no fear. Okay. All right. Then now you're going to have people go outside and start shooting that shit. I had 7 at one location in one shot. Okay. You know me the past week. I'm like, bro, it's just a hobbyist. When you see it, you're like, okay, what is happening right now?
Like I said before, there's always another possibility that it's a distraction. They want you to look up in the sky at the drones while they're doing something else, or they're distracting you from some other news because it's all over the place, and news is nothing but drones, drones, drones. All the rest
I can
doesn't
see that.
matter.
But why not focus on one area then?
Yes. Why not
Like
just
send them all to New
swarm
York.
New Jersey? Swarm New Jersey.
Yep. Why
Maybe
spread
then
it
it would
out?
raise too much concern if you had 100,000 drone sightings in one shot. Some shit that ain't the government. That's some shit about to happen.
Have to make it a little random.
I mean, what kind of payload can you drop, honestly, where you're flying that far, that long? What kind of batteries are you running?
Might it be
That's a more
a
interesting
different
question.
propulsion test?
Then again, why
I-
wouldn't you just come out and say that? Like
At
government-wise,
night?
oh yeah, we're doing some tests. That's it.
Yeah,
That will be the end
that's
of
why
it.
I keep coming back. Why at night? Because you cannot see details at night. You can see the lights, and that's about it. You can't see any detail about the craft.
But then why have the lights then on if it's for propulsion?
And if you're doing
If the
tests,
FAA
why would you do it over populated area? Wouldn't you do it more secluded? If you're testing some kind of new propulsion technique, wouldn't you do it somewhere where there's nobody?
Well, that goes back to the thing of people sighting UFOs in unpopulated areas. Why go over there and not go to a populated city? So
Yeah, but if it's government and you want to keep it a secret, then it makes sense to do it in an unpopulated area. But if you're of foreign force or aliens and you want to observe, you would do it where the more interesting stuff is, not the woods.
I mean, I see why people are like, "Why is the government doing anything?" Because I have that question after seeing.
Because they don't know either.
You
Also,
have
that
to
can
know.
be-
If I fly my drone, you know I'm in the air. Unless it's not a drone, unless it's
Uh-oh.
Unless it's
I don't know. This is hard for me because you know I am very anti-conspiracy, very not that. So this is hard for me because I cannot understand what it is. Every reason you come up with, my counter reason is why here? Why is the government not doing anything? And why so many in such a tight pattern?
Why do they want to be seen?
Yes, that's a huge one. Right? You could do it during the day, you're going to see a whole lot more with the sunlight. I know
course,
over in Belgium,
you only
you
see
guys
the
don't
part
have that
where-
over there. But here in America, we have a big ball light that comes up and shines on the planet.
I've seen pictures. I mean,
Yeah, well, it's not quite the same, but still, you have different field of vision. I'm looking outside where I can see the sky right now. Where I'm looking, there were drones last night. There is none there. Maybe during the daytime they don't fly at night because they don't fly during the day because more people would see them on ground looking up at the sky or something in I don't know, like a van hub or something.
See
maybe
them
that's it.
lift off and land and whatever, or do something that you couldn't see if it's dark. And of course, you're only seeing the bit where they have lights on, and going off of the fact that they can fly forever for a drone. They might not be having those lights on all of the time, so they might be doing things you cannot see as well.
Like,
I don't know, but I'm just saying that may not be all of the airtime that they're using on that thing. When the lights are on, they might go dark.
what do you think it is, Mr. UFO? What do you think it? I'm being serious. What do you think it is?
I have no idea.
so what
It
happened
can't be
was
aliens, right? Aliens wouldn't be showing around with fucking modern day drones. It's not
that's
aliens.
criminal. What if it is aliens and instead of doing the UFOs because they were too big, they thought, too many people can see them. Let's put out the drones and mask them as
Yeah, because they crashed before and they lost a
So-
couple. So now
Yeah.
they send down man.
too
So then-
expensive.
No.
Budget didn't.
They're making us accustomed to seeing UFOs in the sky, so it won't be a big surprise when they land on the White House lawn. That's what you're kind of saying, right?
At
Yeah,
night?
why not? I mean, if we're theorizing, anything could happen at this point. At
And
this
if they're
point,
flying all over the place, right? Are they being spotted in Washington, D.C.? Right? I'm sure there has to be drone sightings in Washington, D.C., right? Now, that is a very restricted airspace. I mean, extremely restricted. That flies over the White House. You don't think that there are some type of weapon? You've seen not Black Hawk Down. Angel Has Fallen or whatever. A lot of that is accurate, right? So you're not going to tell me that whatever's up there is not going to get shot down physically.
The fact that they don't
Probably.
fly over the White House might be an indication of something too.
Like,
Like, it is government.
Yeah,
but wouldn't the
I'm more
government do
leaning
that
to-
then? Then wouldn't the government do that to make it seem like it's not the government?
Yeah, the counter to
Right, to say that's not us. Then, but then you can't sound unsure because you don't even know what's happening in your airspace.
Yeah, and then you go like,
Oh,
wait,
that's
they
local,
can fly.
right?
They can fly over the White House, and you can't do anything about it. That shows weakness, and that shows, like you said, you're not in control of what's in your air.
They gotta know. There's no way that they don't know what it is. But it can't be a company either. I don't think it's
It wouldn't be
test for commercial use or
Jersey. It
anything.
would be a conglomerate of whatever. It's not hobbyist. I'm telling you that right now. That is the answer.
No.
100%. That's what I chalked it up to before. I'm removing that now. Too many risks involved. And I'm not going to fly with a buddy paired up to me and mimic exactly what you're doing. There's no way I'm doing that.
Not possible. Even if you're standing next to each other, there won't be perfect synchronicity. That's not
No way. No way. Even if so on the app, right? I'm going to use DJI as an app. I could sit there and I could zoom in on a street, okay? And I could say, follow this street like this. And I could draw a line with my hand. Now, I guess I could take a ruler and like one of those pencils that you could draw on digital to make it a straight line. When you watch them fly side by side, you've seen birds, right, where they migrate and they'll go around a tree or a school of fish. I swear to God on my soul, on my daughter's soul, there was a drone following another drone side by side. Every fucking movement that did, it did. And with my drone, I cannot track. I could track something daylight and do that, but not at that speed. No fucking way. There's no way.
That's like with the guys who do the aerial things with the 300 drones, and they make patterns and whatever.
Loud. They are.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying that's software. That's not a couple of guys with a stick doing that. That's pre-programmed.
Yeah, that is whatever that is. That flight plan thing is written down and then uploaded and then go.
Yeah.
There's no way that was done by a person. There's no way.
I don't know if they use swarm software in it. Like each drone is aware of where the other drone is and they kind of interact as well. I don't know if they use that, but that's a possibility as well.
I told myself I'm not going to get sucked into this shit until Bree and said, I was writing this shit off last week. Now Bree takes me outside and I see it with my own eyes. I don't know what.
It's like, what are you supposed to say now? You had your theories, and now because you actually saw it, it's like, what am I going to say now? Now all my theories are out the window.
Again, you said this about UFOs as well. Why is there no clear picture? Why is there nobody sitting on a roof or whatever outside with a huge lens or a telescope and got one?
It's always been at night.
Okay, well, hold on. I have a couple answers to that question. No, I am not starting to believe in UFOs. In order for me to get the shot, how high they were and how far they were, I would have to you have to realize when you're using a camera, right? If I am in a dark place and I am trying to zoom in on something, I only have the light of what is at that object. That will cause lens glare, lens flare, whatever. I'm not going to be able to get a good shot of that. I need light on that to see it, which would explain why you don't see any good shots of this. I did get a video, my first video upload on First Class Pilots. I did zoom in on a phone and you could see kind of the pattern. Now, if I had a lens that could do that, by the time I went inside to go get it, well, I guess now I could do it because they just fly around in circles. But all that's going to show is that it is a drone. That's all it's going to show. It's confirming what we know, which is a clear picture of it. It's not like I'm going to see decals on the side of it. It's not 9/11, right? I'm not going to be able to I just see that it's a drone. Okay, great. Now what?
I understand, but you would think that like news or whatever, it doesn't matter who or what, would be so interested that they would want to have a clear close-up picture of those.
What if they don't fly in the same region every time? Like let's just say I go outside tonight and they're gone. They're now in a different part of Palm Coast. So it makes it impossible for you to track. Unless you tell everybody, go out, everybody, it's Christmas time, go out, go get yourself a Sony body or anybody and just get yourself a real good telescopic lens. John, what are you thinking?
Hobbyist is out the window. Commercial is out the window. It either has to be your own government or someone else's. And if it's someone else's government, I truly believe you would have somehow, I don't know how, but you would at least pinned it down by now where the actual pilot is, or try to bring one down. Regardless if you have the means for it or not, you would have done something. So I have to go, it's your own government.
Well, the thing is, flying over
there's a lot of inaction.
Flying over populated areas could also be a safety measure. Because are you going to shoot one of those down if they're really big and you don't know the fuel?
No.
Well, Why not? Why not it just be the government just not telling us the truth, right? What if it is them and they're testing out some new stuff and they don't know how to, talk about to anybody what it is?
You don't need to
so
fly
they're
7 months
stupid.
for that, right?
And it doesn't make sense for you to want it to be seen with lights on.
Maybe they're just trying to, do some propaganda type deal where they're just making it sound like it's worse than what it is, like we said before. And then, what if it's local PDs that are just,
See, that's when
testing
you
out?
say government, that's what I think of is that Palm Coast Sheriff Department's got drones 10,000 feet, or not 10,000, that's crazy, 2,000 feet in the air, and they're running their software that can
Tests.
trace.
Yeah.
Maybe, but why 6 in one spot? Why 7 in one spot?
Well, maybe they're just testing it out to see how they would do in a collective, and then later on they'll just split them off to different areas. Anything's possible at this point.
But then again, if it was a test and it's local, why wouldn't you inform your population so it doesn't create hysteria?
Because
You don't get people
sometimes,
trying to shoot them down or whatever, pointing flashlights or
because-
lasers at it.
because sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission.
No. Let's say one of your citizens, because he's scared, shoots it down. Now you lost a lot of money because you couldn't do a Facebook post. Like, hey,
And now
don't worry
he's
about it.
basically
We're doing
telling
a
it.
But
test.
that's illegal, though, for the person.
But
to
now
do
he's facing
Doesn't
a felony.
matter.
He captured it. He got a hold of the news. He said, "Listen, news. Here's a video. They're coming from me right now. I'm uploading this to everywhere, sending it to all my friends. Now I have proof of what this drone is. It gets out. It's been the government. Oh shit. Now what? Now look at the hysteria you have.
It was a weather balloon.
That ain't no
You
fucking
can't
weather
do that.
balloon. Not at that speed and not flying. No way were they weather balloon. No.
That's what
Absolutely.
I'm going with. It can be really foreign or from a different country, because look what you did with the Chinese balloon. It's not the same as a drone. I realize that. But there was action from your government. Like, we don't know what that is. We're taking it down somehow.
Exactly, because they didn't know what it was. Now they know that these drones are out there. It's their drones. They're playing stupid.
Yeah.
Unless the drones somehow they can't track them and they can do nothing about them and they're embarrassed.
See, now
They're
that
trying to
brings
figure
up
out
a
something.
point is that
Yeah.
if it's a stealth, if it's some type of stealth drone, right? We do have that technology. They have it on choppers, they have it on planes, boats. If it's a stealth technology, fine, but then why have lights? No, everything that you come up with.
It contradicts.
Now, if you said if it is our government, then I think we should be rest assured. Because if it is our government, they're able to track another drone and synchronize with that, okay? Then that means that if there was a drone attack, then that is the counter drone. They got this. That's not a problem. And they weren't.
So you think
What's important to note, though, is they're not fast. They have to be. God, I mean, it's so hard to judge because it's so high in the air. I'd say anywhere between 15 to 25 miles per hour. That's the speed.
So you're saying like it could be like drone war games in preparation for if another country
Or-
would, but then it makes no sense to do it over a public area. You would do it out in the desert or whatever.
I don't know if
nobody
there
sees
has
it,
been
nobody
a-
gets hurt.
Now, I don't know if that's fair though, because when you're saying a public area, we're talking about Palm Coast. There's a lot of woods, right? They're far away from me, so and they're above me, so they're high. They might have fail safes. They don't have parachutes. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. All we could do is guess. But are they being seen in New York City? Like, are they? Has there been sightings
the
in
city.
Manhattan? No. Why not?
not happening.
I'm going to answer that question why there hasn't been. Because that is
Skyscrapers.
extremely restricted. Like, you fly any fucking drone over 500 feet in New York City, I guarantee you that shit is shot down in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
After
We went back to
9/11, you ain't
9/11.
flying a fucking drone 1,000 feet in the air. I'm telling you right now. It ain't going to work. You got JFK, you got LaGuardia, you got Newark, you got 3 major airports. Fly a drone by there. Let me see how that goes.
Ain't gonna happen. No way.
But if you just want to test it, why not do it White Sands or whatever? You've got plenty of desert to test those things in.
Yeah,
Areas
because,
where nobody sees the drones.
Yeah.
but see, that's the thing, though.
Area
What if-
51, I don't know. Anywhere.
But what if the reasoning why they're doing that is because they can't do it in that area that you're saying, Matthew, because it's all open space. Maybe they're testing it to see how it does in a residential area with different houses, different frequencies, different this, different that, before they actually go into a well-populated area and test it out over there.
So you think
Again-
the Army or the Air Force or the Space Force is deploying soldiers to Palm Coast to fly a drone?
It's the safest bet. I'd rather have that to be
Coming
true
from
than
someone
the
that
other
served
one.
13 years in the military, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever fucking heard.
Maybe they're following you. I mean, did you notice that it's mostly places that you went to? New York, New Jersey, Palm Coast.
Ohio,
Maybe
no.
Ohio. But, they tried to throw everybody off.
Because
by
they
going
can
to-
find me. I'm streaming right now. They can see me. You don't need to fly a drone to find out where I'm at, right? Watch an e-bike review. It leads directly to my house. It's definitely not me.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan of the morning stream. I mean, gaming at night, yeah, they'll come around, but the morning, the light, that's not them. I just government-wise, it seems the more safe bet. It still sounds ridiculous, but on the other end, like a foreign power trying to scan the area and trying to invade you seems even more ridiculous. And aliens is 100%.
But if you have no confirm, right? If you have no confirmation of anything, then all you could do is speculate.
Yes, that's true.
And you can't take anything off the table because you have nothing to say otherwise.
Yeah, and you can't narrow down one of the things because the things they do, one thing contradicts another.
Well, aliens is definitely off the table. It's a drone, so it's man-made.
Yeah, but if it's brand spanking new technology that can keep a drone in the sky for an hour, or it's the new Raptor, or it's whatever new attack drone that they're testing out, you wouldn't do it over there. You wouldn't do it with lights on, and you wouldn't want
Bro,
people to know.
Stressing me the fuck out. Like, it's stressing me out trying to figure out what it could be. Stressing me out. You guys don't see it a big deal. Wait till you go outside your fucking house and you see 7 of them above your head. You tell me what you think. You're going to be like, okay, I don't know what the fuck.
I'm throwing rocks at it.
You ain't going to throw rocks 1,000 feet in the air. I'll tell you that much. You're going to hit yourself in the head.
That's a nice.
I got a pretty good
nice army.
I don't give a shit how good your arm is. You ain't going to hit not no 2,000 feet in the air. Ain't going to happen.
No way.
You're going to knock out your neighbor's kid or some shit. Now you're facing a lawsuit. Jay, I threw a rock and it hit a 6-year-old. Can you come bail me out? I can't. I'm getting attacked.
They should have never been outside at that hour.
This is gonna be a stupid question, but you guys will probably know it better than me. Jersey, Palm Coast, and Ohio are those areas that are, let's say, well known because they have clear skies. Because I was just thinking, when you see it over here, well, it's always cloudy. I wouldn't even notice it unless it clears up half of the time.
That's
no, not really.
Weather. No, that's when they were flying last night. There were stars in the sky, so it shows you how clear it was.
Yeah. You guys always. I mean, what I remember from Florida.
What area of Jersey was it?
Usually open sky.
Northwest, Bedminster, upper north, and some south. Some south too, seaside.
Right. So most of those areas, John might be right. Those are clear sky areas. I mean, I see whenever I go to Jersey, I see more stars in Jersey than I do in my own neighborhood when I walk outside. So,
because this goes back to Matthew's point, then you want to be noticed. Because if you're doing tests and you don't want to be noticed, there's better ways to do it.
Yeah.
So you want to be noticed, and then it can be someone that's doing reconnaissance as well, because you want to do that covertly. So it can be foreign government or different country either.
And for it being a hoax, that's a costly hoax by now.
Yeah, an expensive one.
If it's an advertisement stunt, I don't know.
no, it's
you
not
would have told.
That's
You would have
also
told the brand by now.
What is it? 7 months now that this has been happening?
Confirmed in mass groups like that? Yeah, 7 months.
That's a
drone
big
sightings
scoop
for the
7
past
months.
4 years, but that hobbyist, whatever. That no big deal. 7 months that I could go back as far as on YouTube. I'm sure there might be older. I got April of last year, so that's whatever.
A year and 7 months.
So what's your best guess, Jay? It is a drone, 100%. Is it
100%
your
it's a drone.
government, someone else?
100% it's a drone. It's like you said, it's either government or adversarial. Whatever it is technology that I am unaware of. Even being a licensed drone pilot, I am unaware of the technology they're using. If they are collecting data, like Vaughn just said, it makes no sense. Why do it at night? Why not do it during the day? And if they are collecting data secretly and they're not telling anybody, why do you have lights on? Those 3 questions cannot be answered all simultaneously. You could say for safety, but FAA does not pick those up. The FAA, I can access an app. You guys remember the person that used to give me money. I'm not going to call him a hazer, right? There are apps to where you could see what is flying and where. There's even drone apps to where I could see what radio signal, how many other drones are by me. You show up on none of that. So if that is the government now has waivers to fly these fucking drones that I can't get. Okay, the government can do what they want. Fine.
Yeah.
But then you can't not inform the people. So if I had to take a guess of what it is, I would say it's the government. I don't think it's adversarial. But if it's not the government, that's what it is. Like, it's either our government or somebody else's government. That's the answer.
If it's somebody else's government, just like the balloon, it would have been taken down already. There's no way that they would have let it go up this long. So it has to be ours.
But it always goes back. It always goes back. If it is your government and they're doing tests, why even bother to turn on the lights? And if it's not your government and it's someone else's government, same question. You want to be unnoticed? Why turn on the lights?
And the only thing that's left is it is somebody else, and the government can do diddly about it.
But then
that's a huge equation. Can the government go up there with other drones and take out other drones? They say online they can. They say I don't.
Why shouldn't they be able to?
That's all I'm saying. Wait, I don't know.
Let's just think about that. Why would they not be able to? I mean, we've got drones that are
the technology.
They have the tech. Come on, stop it. If you don't think that they don't have the tech, then you need to like wake up. Of course they have the technology.
I don't know, man.
Let me say this. I'm not going to do what the news does, okay? Last night I was texting a buddy of mine who's still active duty, okay? I'm not going to dial in his name. I will dial in his MOS, the 15 Whiskey, okay? What he does is he flies drones for the Army. That's what he does. Predators, you name it, okay? I will say this. He does not think it is enemy. He thinks it's the government, but he doesn't know why. Now, would he lie to me? Probably not. I was his NCO at one point. So I don't see that being a lie, but that still doesn't answer the question as to what they're doing and why are they all over the place.
I think you can make a list.
Yeah, and if they're doing something that you don't want the public to know, you would turn off the lights. Like, even if you're looking for something, you would try to keep that quiet. And if it's just tests, okay, I don't know why you haven't brought out some government official to do a press release. Yeah, we're doing tests.
What happens if one of those crash? That's a legit question. What happens if one of those go down?
Or shut
I don't
down?
think
Drones
it's
do
going
go
to be.
down. Right, they do go down. What happens if a drone goes down and hurts somebody? Now what?
It's gonna be
Hidden?
Someone's in trouble. Someone's in trouble.
Or it's hidden, right? We know where that drone is. We have people already dispatched in that region. Something happens, follow that drone. God,
Throw it under the rug.
so movie-ish. Go in. This didn't happen. Here's the scenario.
Here's a check.
It was a gas line.
Do drone crashes create a lot of damage?
I don't think so.
If I take a drone
Bombs up there.
the size of my one in my garage, no. It'll fuck up the shingles on your house. Maybe. It won't cause an explosion.
If it's a
Those are not
4-foot
I'm
one,
telling you, those are not powered just by battery. It's impossible. There's no way. What kind of battery? Graphene? I don't know. You're not flying that
It's
long,
fuel.
that speed, those patterns. The more you turn with a drone, the more you go up, the more you go down.
Mm.
The more everything you do requires more battery power, unless you're hovering, right? You're just sitting there. You can sit there for an hour, right? Once you start moving and shit, getting a signal, relaying that signal to the memory or the CPU on that drone. If it's battery, it's a technology that we are unaware of. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, but maneuvers at high speed are even worse for your battery because
Oh,
you
yeah.
have speed forward, then you have to use a lot of power to counter that, to stop that thing. That's gonna drain your battery in no time.
Oh,
They're
fucker,
using
Palm Coast.
anti-gravitational pull propulsion technology. Using it against gravity. Using magnets or some shit. Testing out some new shit.
What?
Again, why would you? That's something you would want to keep secret from your enemies in other countries. Why would you risk doing that?
Are other countries, are you guys having this problem in Belgium?
Probably not.
No one in
I've
Europe.
listened to
You're
news
telling me
and
no
nothing.
one in Europe is seeing massive drone sightings. It's only in the United States.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ah, it's not in the news anywhere.
I found one that says that U.S. military confirms drone sightings at an airbase in Germany. And that was a week ago.
US.
Drones have been spotting recently flying over strategically important facilities in Germany in recent months, including Leichfield Natural Gas Terminal in Brownsbüttel.
Brownsbüttel.
Drones being sighted over Brussels 6 days ago, 4 days ago. In Belgium.
That's probably normal drones, right?
What's Sky drone? What is that? That's something in Belgium you guys have? It's the drone detection system?
Oh. But it also works like the same thing as FAA. You have to have registered drones to detect them, probably.
UK has drone sightings. See, that throws out the government right there. That doesn't make any sense now. Now it's so then they're just doing it over there to make people think that it's not the government. It's not a hobbyist. That's the end of
And
that.
is it real or is it people wanting to copycat? Oh, I saw a drone flying over my house or whatever, or it's
I
it's
want
a
to go buy a
regular
drone now and fly it over my neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I feel my neighborhood will
guess-
probably shoot it down.
Yeah, but at 2,000? Not an easy thing to do.
If it's not moving, it's just hovering there.
They're always moving. That's the problem.
I wonder what lens I could get. That Nikon jam, I own that camera, the Nikon one that could zoom in on the moon, the D1000 or whatever. I wonder if I got that, how much I could get a clear shot of what it is to make out what kind of drone it is.
Well, what if you also use the floodlight towards it to light up the...
Yeah, you
Shine
need
a
one
light
of
at
those.
something flying in the sky. Hey, look at me. That's a
And then if it is an
felony,
airplane
though.
or a
It is
helicopter and
felony
you blind
to
them,
take a flashlight and shine at something in the sky. Like, that's a felony.
You want to find out what it is, right? Sometimes you got to break some eggs to make an omelet.
Is it still a felony if it's illegal up the air?
We don't know if it's legal or not. Nobody's saying
the
anything.
fact that it might be something legal, like a helicopter or a plane, and you're blinding the pilot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that makes sense.
I honestly was going up in the air last night during that live stream. I was hoping that something was going to disable my drone because now it's live recorded and I don't need the drone to prove that it happened. You want to see me go viral overnight? That just happened.
Oh, forget about it.
There's your footage of it disabling my drone and it falling to the ground and losing all signal.
And blame it on the aliens.
It's not aliens, man.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm going to rule out. It ain't alien. It's definitely not aliens. Matt, do you raising your eyebrows? I know how much you love aliens. It's not
No. I'm agreeing with you because if you're smart
aliens
enough
ain't going to be
come
doing
here,
shit.
I mean, if you're smart enough to come here from another planet or another universe or whatever they come from,
you can land.
and then you're gonna get noticed by flying.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? You know what it is? The
navigation
aliens said, listen, for 2024, right? We've been skirting around. We showed people a couple little landings here in Roswell and shit. We're done fucking around.
Yeah.
Let's show them we really exist. Let's just launch all over the United States. Go in groups of 6, really fuck with people, and then we'll be gone for 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not aliens. 100%.
And it's
preparing for the
it's
invasion,
probably not
okay?
private either. 100% not private either.
No.
Yeah, I don't
imagine
think
the
it's
trouble you
private.
would get.
not
Imagine the trouble you would get if it was private.
And if it was a
Breaking
private
somebody's law.
contractor, if it was a private government contractor like the
Yeah.
what's the big one that does the planes and everything, the
Lock-
government would know. Yeah, Lockheed Martin or whatever, the government would know as well.
Maybe we do a press release. Yep, we're doing tests. That's it. That's over now. And it wouldn't be on TV anymore.
Well,
But nobody has
Doesn't
came out and said that, though. If anything,
that's
the government's
weird.
saying that it is friendlies. But how do you know?
Because they know who's doing it.
Then
They just don't want to say anything. Look at the thing with Trump the other day, right? Trump was like, I don't want to talk about it, right? So he knows something, he just can't say anything. Maybe it's not time for everyone to know what it is.
yeah, there is bound to be somebody that knows what it is or what it isn't. For sure.
Then it's not foreign.
I bet you if you ask Biden, he would let it slip and tell everybody what it is.
Probably doesn't know what a drone is. So
Well, you can probably tell Biden a secret. He won't know it like 5 minutes later.
it's got to be your own government then. It's the only logical explanation.
Even the whole they came from a ship makes little to no sense, because if you want to do that,
The mothership. Remember, you have to say mothership.
yeah, okay, mothership. You would have to be, the smart thing to do would be to be in international waters, which is 12 miles out of the low tide line. No, high tide line. No, low tide line. So that would mean you have to lift off a drone from there, fly it 12 miles until you reach the coast, which is gonna, I don't know, then fly around for half an hour above something else and get it back to the ship.
Oh, here's an article from 2 days ago. Alarmed New Jersey residents and local politicians have been demanding information about the nightly hovering objects. No person, group, or government agency has taken responsibility for them. The FAA banned drone flying in about 65 cities in New Jersey and New York City. So,
It's already working.
Right, but people are still seeing drones though, right?
and how are you still seeing them if you banned it?
Something is afoot.
But
Because it's not people holding themselves by the law. They're doing whatever they want because they're not law abiding. Or they wouldn't be 2,000 feet up.
Or it's
One day you're going to get a dude. I'm telling you, you're going to get a hobbyist. that does not have a Part 107, that does not have any type of license, is going to take his drone and he's going to try to follow him.
And you don't think that they're going to know that they're being followed? Come
I
on.
don't think he's going to care. He's going to be so nosy. He's going to go out and go, but watch drone sales. I bet you they're up. DJI, I bet you they are. And they're coming out with the Mavic 4 soon. They're about ready to be sold out overnight, right? Especially if they say drone tracking capabilities. Okay, this is the shit that's been going on. What if, here's another conspiracy.
Yeah,
What
going
if,
on.
look at the numbers. Look at the numbers, though. People love this shit. So what if the government knows that DJI, because the Mavic 4 is dropping, what if one of their features is it does have drone tracking capabilities, and they say, yeah, you could come test it here, and we want all the money you get from drone sales?
Nah. No.
Why no?
Well,
Why no?
that all the money? I don't think so.
No,
A
not all the
percentage,
money. We want
yes.
40% of your sales. You could test it in America.
But again, why would you want to test it in America if you can test it over at your
In
country
China,
or whatever?
well, first off, considering the situation, I don't know about if you know about Hong Kong and China. I just don't see you flying drones around in China and just, checking shit out.
It does make a little sense because you're already getting free advertisement as well. You're getting hype. People just don't know the product yet.
Imagine
It
it's
could,
everyone.
it could be Skydio, right? They're going to release a consumer drone and they're testing it in random places in America. Just because they don't make a consumer drone. Maybe they're thinking of making one and testing its capabilities all over the United States at the same time for the past 7 months.
Nah, man.
That sounds realistic.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense. It actually makes sense. Those are the people who got those are drone YouTubers who got it early release. So they're testing it out.
Right.
And they're not allowed to say anything because they have a NDA signed.
Sure, of course.
Okay.
With 50
but
at one time, in one go, 50
Yep.
in the same place.
A lot of drone
Okay.
YouTubers, Matthew. They all popped up.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
if it is a product, wouldn't you want it to be released before the holidays? You got 3 days left, 2 days left. Better get it into stores. Let's hurry
Yeah, and
up,
then
or
we'll
are you
say,
doing it for
Drop that
next
shit
year?
on Christmas Day. You better
have-
hurry up.
So you have every branch of government and
all in
emergency
on it.
services, and you have them sign an NDA that they cannot talk about what.
They're all in on it.
Mm,
The
They're getting
FAA,
free drones.
everybody.
It's a lucrative deal. That's why.
they're all getting monies.
Yeah.
Ah.
Everyone that keeps their mouth shut is getting a free drone, guaranteed.
Wouldn't you shut your mouth for a free
I'll
drone?
tell you what, I'm going to be
Oh.
one of those weird bird watchers tonight. I'm going to sit outside my tripod and my FX, and I'm going to, yeah, you think I'm playing? I'm going to sit outside and I'm going to get more shots. Because now I've become a tinfoil hat wearing type of dude.
Well, you got those light enhancing lenses, right? Got a pair of binoculars.
Oh, I
like
got
that.
shit. I just don't know how much detail I'm going to pick up. I need them to fly directly over my house, and that's going to be my luck, is that they're not going to fly over my house tonight or ever again.
Another problem you're going to run into is if you're at maximum zoom. If you make a millimeter adjustment over here, it's going to be huge up there. So you'd have to put it on a tripod or something so it's stable. Otherwise, you get those movies or those videos where it's all over the place. You just see the zigzag thingy because they couldn't keep their camera still.
I'm telling you, it's YouTubers.
It's
The
not
YouTubers that are
YouTubers.
testing out.
For everything
So
we've
you think
come up
it's
with-
unbox therapy testing out a new drone? That's what.
There's
that's
a lot
what
of
you're going with.
for everything we've come up with, there is something that says, nope, doesn't make sense if it's that.
Of course, because you're going to overthink things and say, nah, I doubt it's going to be this or I doubt it's going to be that.
What? Overthink? No, that it makes sense. You eliminate just by probability. We eliminated aliens, right? So we're just doing the logical thing. It can't be that because it looks man-made. Okay, we'll take that off the table. It can be hobbyist because the drone is too expensive and it seems to be having new technology that isn't available for regular consumers. So we'll take that off the table as well.
What's that saying? Once you've eliminated all things that are
truth.
most likely or probable, the one thing that's unlikely and not probable is probably gonna be it.
No, whatever remains is the truth.
Yeah.
However
unlikely it may be.
Yep.
Well, Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
It's also fiction.
Let's think of it this way, right? Let's just say Jay takes out his drone tonight, and he fly again. Hypothetically, he takes it and he says, "Fuck the laws. If they can't abide by the laws, I'm going to go check to see what they are." And he throws his drone all the way up to where the other one is, gets some footage or whatever, and comes back down, and then reveals to the world what this drone is. Right? Couldn't he legally say that he was worried what it was, so he did his own investigative purposes in order to
still breaking the law?
Yeah.
I understand it's breaking the law,
Becoming a vigilante at that point, right? Yeah. Now you're.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to upload it because then they would have proof, like the guy with the speed in the Lambo. That's the same thing. The second he puts that on YouTube, they go, "Hey, you broke the law. We have proof over here because you went too high."
But wouldn't that be like? Couldn't you fight that and say that it was
no
in your area and
there's no self-defense? There's no self-defense. What's the threat?
Yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Get up there. Okay, so what are you going to do if you do get up there and you do follow that drone? Now what? Now I follow it, right? I can't last as long as they can in the air. I could last maybe 20 minutes.
And then that drone starts following your drone when it comes back to land.
Yeah, now I got the whatever outside of my house with guns drawn on me. Now what?
You tell him I didn't know what it was. I wanted to find out what it was.
So you broke the law to figure out what it was.
But you guys are breaking the law.
No, we are the law.
Oh, yeah.
We are the law.
Agency,
so rules for me, but not for me. I mean,
yes, that's the government. They can make their own rules. I understand you don't get how it works in America, but if let's just say I did do that, and if whatever 3-letter agency comes to my house, right, with guns drawn on me, what do I say? Oh, hey, I'm live, by the way, on Twitch and YouTube, so whatever happens, everybody sees. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, okay.
There is the question, of course.
You don't donate enough for me to do that shit, okay? You want me to break the law? Listen, I've got caps. Donate? Fuck that. I'll give you my bank account. Send me 30 grand. I'll put my drone 2,000 feet in the air and fucking follow it. Until then, I'm out. I got to be able to bail myself out of a federal jail when I'm done with this shit.
So theoretically, Jay, what do you think would happen if somebody would encounter one of those drones and accidentally fly their drone into one of those propellers or something where the unidentified drone kind of comes down, or what?
You're still breaking the law, right? You broke the law to get to that point.
If you fly into it by accident.
You by accidentally went 2,000 feet in the air?
There's a reason why they're not flying at 400 feet. There's a reason.
That's probably the one.
Yeah, there's obviously a reason, because then it rules out hobbyists, right? You have to figure out the missing link between there. You need a better shot of it in the air. That's what you need. A better picture. You need to get a good lens that I can pick up. And the problem is the light
that.
flashing messes with the exposure of it because it's dark and then it's bright. So by the time you snap that image, it's just a blurry white, green, red flying.
What if you're just recording video on it instead of just taking pictures? It wouldn't.
You didn't watch First Class Pilots, did you? Because there's a video.
I did.
Yeah, well, there's
I
a video where I zoom in on it, and you could kind of make out what it is.
No, I'm saying when you have the drone up in the air,
Right.
recording with the video.
My drone can't catch that. It's too high up. My gimbal doesn't go that far up I would have to fly my drone like this with propellers like this to get that kind of shot. And my drone can't do tricks.
Okay.
What if the drones with the lights on them are actually government drones trying to track the other drones?
Oh, the other ones that are flying. I thought of that. Then why did they follow mine? Because they 100% saw mine.
Because they know that you're in the air. They can tell.
Yeah, you're registered.
You're registered. Oh, that's it. Fine. We're going after ones we can't pick up.
And that's live time that's happening. We see a drone 4 o'clock flying towards us to figure out what it is. This one's okay.
You know what agency we haven't asked? We haven't asked Space Force. Maybe it's Space Force that's doing it. We've asked all the other agencies.
Again, why would you do it in such an ostentatious way? If you're testing out something, that does not make sense. That does not compute.
Space Force doesn't make sense. You think anything else makes sense?
Space Force needs drones to fly over residential areas. Okay, that's for when on Mars they have all the swimming pools and the villas and whatever, and they have to fly a drone over there. Good job.
Yeah.
The next space war is going to be fought with drones, Matthew. You don't know.
That's it.
Oh, that's probably it.
My drone's better than your drone.
Well, good luck with those propellers in outer space, but just saying. I mean,
they have little rockets now they're going to build into them.
It has to be some kind of government, right? It has to be.
Yeah, there's no other explanation.
It can't be gas. There's no way it's gasoline. There's no way.
No.
Wait, hold on. Okay, let's just say, what's the reasoning at why it can't be gasoline?
All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I didn't think of that. Okay. You would hear it. So.
Final guess is government.
I don't even think that's the final guess. That was the first guess, and then after that, it was just the only guess.
No, that's
the only legal.
If it's a new advanced propulsion system, you wouldn't be testing it where everybody can see it.
Well, we're kind of assuming that it's something new. Yeah, the battery or the propulsions. What?
It has to be new because look at the size of it. It's silent. It's quiet. You don't hear anything. And it's moving at faster speeds than a regular drone, right?
Just because we've never seen it in public doesn't mean it's new.
Yeah, that's true. And just because we can't figure out the technology of the propulsion system, we can't assume that that's new, or the battery that's new. That could have been in development for the past 10 years. You just don't need to know about it. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you're not in it.
Right.
So there's nothing that
in all fairness, it is new. It is new for us.
It's still nothing we are aware of now, or we can buy, or we have, or whatever. Because there's no way a drone stays in the air for 30 to 40 minutes or whatever. They do. No way.
Nope.
Again, it would be new for us.
Yeah.
For everyone else, it's, for who's in the know, it's something that we've been developing for 10 years.
What's the flight time on the manned drones, like the motorcycle drones?
The what?
What's a motorcycle drone?
Well, it kind of looks like you're sitting on a motorbike, but then it has they're developing those shits, and I think there's one with a cockpit now where you can sit in it, and it has with the cowling and stuff, the props.
But they're still pretty loud, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, very.
So that's how.
for it to be in the air that long and be silent, it would have to be something new.
And then it's either a very, very wealthy private entity or it's government.
And there's
And
seven
the
of
private,
them. There's seven of them.
yeah,
Yeah, and
there's a
there's
lot of
there's,
prototypes.
Just
there's
prove
7 over there. There's 10 over there. There's 50 over there, and so that starts adding up. I mean,
And that doesn't seem like it's a prototype phase. It seems like it's well in production by now if you have so
Eh.
many.
Final product, final design.
Yeah, and then roll credits.
roll credits. Roll credits. Are we not rolling credits?
it actually has credits. Ha! Go figure.
Are we rolling credits? Rolling
I don't
credits.
know. That's what Jordan